Hello and welcome to Rustic Recipes. Today I'm going to show you how to make delicious bread and butter pickles. This is a recipe that's easily over 100 years old, and they were first marketed as bread and butter pickles back in the 1920s by a farmer and his wife from Illinois. These are simple to make, but they do take a bit of time, so let's get started. We're going to start with some pickling cucumbers. These are smaller than the normal cucumbers you typically find in the supermarket, so you may have to check your local farmer's market like I did for these. I've got about 2 pounds of cucumbers, and I'm going to slice these into about 1/4 inch slices. Now we need to slice up about half of a yellow onion, and I'm cutting a red bell pepper into about 1-inch strips. If you want to add some more heat to yours, you could use a spicier pepper if you like a jalapeno, or a mix of the two sounds really good also. Now all those go into a bowl, and I'm going to put in about 3 tablespoons of kosher or canning salt and give them a mix. Don't use regular table salt. Be sure to use kosher salt or canning salt. Now we need to loosely cover this and put it in the fridge for 2 to 3 hours total. But I'm going to pull it out about every 30 minutes to give it a stir. So after about 3 hours, here's what we have. You can see the liquid that's been pulled out, and we're going to drain these and rinse them very well. Just keep rinsing and rinsing. While we set these aside to finish draining, we'll start on the next part. In a pot large enough to hold all your cucumbers, we're going to put 2 cups of sugar, 1 tablespoon of mustard seeds, 1 teaspoon of celery seeds, a half a teaspoon of cloves, 1 teaspoon of peppercorns, a half a teaspoon of turmeric, 2 cloves of garlic chopped. Then we're going to top that with 2 cups of vinegar and a half cup of water. We'll mix that up and bring it up to a simmer over a medium-high heat. Let that simmer for a few minutes and then add your cucumber mix. At this point, if it doesn't look like you've got good coverage for your cucumbers, you can add another splash or 2 of vinegar like I am here. Leave it on a medium-high heat and bring it back up to where it just begins to simmer. Do not let it go into a full boil. As soon as you've got the start of a simmer, turn off the heat. Now we're going to let this cool down on its own until it's at room temperature. Once it's cooled down, we can put it into our jars. If you're going to want this to keep for a really long time, you can use the hot water bath canning method, and these will last for months, if not years. But for a small batch like this, I'm just going to put these in a couple of very clean jars, and these will stay good in your fridge for a couple of months at least. And using a canning funnel really does help immensely with this process. Once they're in the jars, put them in the fridge for a couple of days before you dig in. And there you go, delicious bread and butter pickles. If you've enjoyed this recipe, please be sure to leave a like by hitting that thumbs up button, and be sure to subscribe for more rustic recipes.